Hey, how's it going? What is this? Well, 1 week later, I'm getting another video out. What is this, 2013? But I got some great stuff for you. If you saw my picture on Facebook, that's kind of a little bit of a hint. I have a great find here from the Air Force Base thrift store again. I had a great find there from there, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Bunch of PS2 RPGs. This one's pretty equivalent, so it's pretty good. But we'll start off with first the flea market stuff. I've been going to the flea market pretty much every weekend here. I've got a buddy that I go with, and we've been doing really well. I've got some stuff that'll be shown in a different video. But in this video, I think I paid $9 total at the flea market, all from different booths. But the first one was a DS game for $5. It is a Super Mario Brothers 64 DS. However you say that. Yeah, Super Mario 64 DS. So $5. I have this already. Actually, I'm still looking for the case and manual for it. I honestly have not been able to get into it. I've tried a couple of times. I loved New Super Mario Bros. DS, and I love Super Mario 3D Land, but I just couldn't get into this game. Sorry, my cat is eating a tag. Get out of here. So anyway, I just couldn't get into it, but $5. I'll probably trade that into GameStop. Chris Minot keeps telling me that Shovel Knight's really good, so excuse me. Get out of here. So anyway, later on, same flea market here. Or at a different booth. We only have one flea market. For $1 each, I found the first one is Rogue Galaxy, PS2 RPG, and I had this disc only. And just as a spoiler, I have found this earlier, which will be in another video. This one right now is just the case. It was complete and everything, but this is just becoming an upgrade for me. And my buddy Aaron, who was with me, he wanted the game in manual, so I will have a complete copy at the end of all this, but this right now is just a case. It's an upgrade to what I have already found. And then in that same month, this was just a random stall here, and it was Wind Waker for $1. So Wind Waker and Rogue Galaxy were both $1, and Wind Waker is complete, so that was a really cool find. Better than the Wind Waker disc sitting in the Sims case. And then lastly at the flea market is it's just a blank case here, but it is a PlayStation 1 game, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it is the Wu-Tang Clan Shaolin style. It was just kind of funny. This was a game that my roommate in college had, actually, and we played around with. It's actually a pretty fun game. And then for whatever reason, we were just talking about it the week before, Aaron and I, and so I wanted to see it there. It's disc only. It was $2. I asked about $1, and he would only do $2, so $2. I'll probably just end up trading this off. It was more of just to find it because it's just kind of funny, but it's a little bit scratched up, but doesn't look too terrible. So Shaolin, or Wu-Tang Clan Shaolin style. Next is from a pawn store here, and I have a little bit of buyer's remorse from this. This was $20. It's in this giant big blue box, but it is the Mini Wii, and I've seen this once or twice at other pawn stores for like maybe even $60, maybe even $70. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, I assume this pawn store just got tired of looking at theirs. It was $20, and it was just sitting on the shelf like this, and had a big sticker that said $20, and I had it up there. I asked if it had all the stuff with it, and so they went in the back, and they scrounged up a power cable, a sensor bar, the AV cable, and it was a little disappointed, and when I saw it, I was kind of hesitant. Here is the AV cord. As you can see, somebody has wrapped electrical tape like around the whole thing, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if they just, maybe the separate wires got separated, and so that was just to keep them together. It all worked just fine. I'm kind of curious just to peel it all off, but seeing that made me question if the thing worked, and so this pawn store actually went out of their way to check everything, and the first sensor bar that they had attached to it didn't work because we couldn't sync up the remote, so they grabbed a new sensor bar, and then it worked. They also didn't have, I think this originally came with a red remote and I think even a red nunchuck. They didn't have that, but they threw in a regular one, and that all worked. So for the power supply is a third-party thing, and so again, I don't know if this is what had actually came with it, or if they just scrounged stuff up together. But at the end of it all, I'd spent way too long there, and so after all that trouble, I felt bad for like, thanks for your time, but no thanks. So I paid $20. Like I said, I have a little bit of buyer's remorse. I don't really want to. They wanted two nunchucks. One of them's this fat third-party one that I'll probably just throw away. But so like I said, a little bit of buyer's remorse, but they accidentally left in their Wii Sports, which is what they were using to test it. So I guess I got a free copy of Wii Sports. But so like I said, I don't know if I'll keep this or not. I'm a little bit regretting it, but not a huge deal. But lastly, on to what you have all came to watch the video to find out. I want to thank Trevor for commenting on my Facebook post. You do not have to wait any longer, because here it is. I went to the base thrift store today, which is Tuesday, November 17th, and I think I'll get this video out tonight. So I picked up 18 games. I don't know if anyone actually counted all the price things on there, but it was $1.50 for each game. And I had just checked this thrift store last Thursday. I usually check once a week, and they're only open on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so I checked last Thursday. None of the stuff was there, so this is super awesome. They must have just put it out this morning. But we'll start with the PlayStation 2 stuff here. I forget how much of it is PlayStation 2. Sorry, let's see. Cat came back in. The first one, is Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. This is the last game I needed to complete my Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 2 collection. I have Sons of Liberty, I have Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and Subsistence. So Substance was the last one I needed. So that is cool. And all of these are mostly all these PlayStation 2 games are complete. One of the PlayStation 1 games is missing the manual. But so Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, Final Fantasy X2. I picked these up because, I mean, for $1.50, I mean, you can't go wrong. But I honestly see X2 and X all the time. And I actually left Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X, because it was greatest hits, and I just didn't feel like picking up another copy. But yeah, everything's complete. I'm not going to sit and show all those to you. I'm a little bit, maybe not buyer's remorse, it was $1.50, but I'll just show it. Soul Calibur 2. I don't know why I picked this one up. Honestly, I'm not a big fighting game fan, other than maybe some of the older Mortal Kombats. But it was there, so I picked it up. And I think these are the ones that, the PlayStation 2, Soul Calibur 2 for the PlayStation 2 had the special character from Tekken, Heihachi or whatever his name is. The GameCube one had Link, and I don't know who the Xbox one had, or the Xbox had. But anyway, so that's kind of cool, but again, I'm not going to play that ever. Next is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. I've never played these Turtle games on the PlayStation 2. I know there's like Turtles 1 or whatever on the PlayStation 2, but they look cool, and it almost looks like Turtles in Time, just better graphics. So I'll have to check that out. The only greatest hits game, PS2 game I picked up, and that is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I just know it's kind of a game that people want. I own it already, and it's a lot of fun. Next is my favorite PlayStation 2 RPG, and that is Final Fantasy XII. Again, it's complete. Thought this was kind of cool. Neo Contra. I have Contra Shattered Soldier. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Shattered Soldier. So I don't know how many Contra games are on the PS2, but here's Neo Contra. Next is Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Again, this is a game I already have, but again, I thought the Gauntlet games that people might want. And I actually haven't played these yet. I've played the Baldur's Gate, both 1 and 2. I haven't played Dark Legacy or one of the other ones. There's another 1 or 2 more Gauntlet games. And then probably the best 2 that I thought were here for PlayStation 2 wise, and that is the Mega Man X Collection and the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. So a lot of great PlayStation 2 games to start with, but honestly it just keeps getting better. So those are the PlayStation 2 games. And the next is the PlayStation 1. The first one is Contra Legacy of War. I have never played this, and again, I'm not sure how many Contra games are on the PlayStation 1. But here's Contra Legacy of War. Here is really the meat of it all. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy 8 and 9. And I'm just going to keep reaching in the bag here. There's no specific order. We've got Greatest Hits, but it's Final Fantasy Anthology. I have this one already in Greatest Hits. Mine is still sealed though. This is from mine's from RPG Tour Guide, but so I was hoping for a black label, but not a huge deal. So Anthology, another Greatest Hits, Chronicles. And the weird thing I think about these games that kind of kills me is even the manual is Greatest Hits. Like, it's got the green border. I don't know why they like spent the money to even make that green too, but whatever. So there's Chronicles, a game I am absolutely loving right now, and that is Final Fantasy Tactics. And then last one, and this is another Greatest Hits, and that is Metal Gear Solid, and this is what's missing the manual. I already own this game already, but 18 games for $1.50 each. That was $27. I mean, I couldn't say no. I did leave Final Fantasy X, the Final Fantasy XL's Greatest Hits. There might have been, I don't remember. There's a couple other things that I didn't think were huge deals. Oh, they did have Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I left that. There might have been one or two other ones that I left, but anyway, I thought I pulled out just a great deal here. Once again, this thrift store on base has been amazing. If you probably find my old video way back when from I found all those PlayStation 2 RPGs, could have been the same dude, donating those. But so just an awesome find. I do have some other news coming up. If you remember Zach from Getting Your Nerd On, he messaged me about a week or two ago, said he was coming back to YouTube, he was ready to come back, and he wanted to kick it off with a $20 challenge. So stay tuned for that video with him. He will be posting the video, but I'm sure I'll share it once I see it. And so I've got some pickups from that, and you can judge and see who did have the better finds. But welcome him back, so it's great to see him. Other than that, I've still been game hunting. Like I said, I've been doing the flea market every weekend, and still doing some pawn stores as much as I can. I know the super pawns have a big sale coming up December 4th or something like that, so I hope to take advantage of as much of that as possible. But other than that, I'm still kicking it here. I'm very excited about my finds. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I don't know if I'm just going to trade them into a game store. There's some Super Nintendo RPGs I'd like to find. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I don't know of any conventions coming up right away. I'm not going to MagFest in January. I do want to go to the Midwest Gaming Classic. I know that site has already been posted. It's like April 9th, something like that. Anyway, early week, one of the first 2 weekends there in April. So I do plan on going to that, and I believe my sister's going to join me again like last year, so we'll have a good time. Other than that, keep checking it out. Thanks for watching the videos, and stay tuned for Getting Your Nerd On. Thanks.